Okay, today we got a European League race. It's at China. Raise Europe. Click on that one. Then click on China. Oh boy, this is a mod here. 1-2 in qualifying. I need to change that. I put America. I need to change my stream title. Okay. Okay, it's all back to normal. Right now I'm going to go through the qualifying results though. We have, in first place, we have Robinson for Mahir, then Wood for Mahir, Wave for Liam Humphreys, Johnson for Peter Stoker, Evans for Neil, Schumacher for Philip, Vettel for Philip, Walker for Neil. Then we have Robinson for Phil Stoker, Heath for JT, Evans for Zachariah, Williams for Peter King, Block for GT, Scream for Liam Humphrey, Wilson for Renty, Robinson for Renty, Mystery for Zachariah, Morales for Peter King, Cook for Liam McDonald, Morgan for Liam McDonald, White for Allen, Evans for Allen, Rydell for Peter King, who is on the Supercells, Mario for John King, Peach for John King, Martin for Peter King. You have these people without setups, Palmer for Arrows. Who's Rama, Osmani, Davies, Laco, and Alaje. Now my predictions for this race are going to be 1-2 for Mahir, Wood, then Robinson, with Schumacher in third. Currently in the race we have Liam McDonald and Zachariah Debache. More will join around the 3-minute mark. We have Liam Humphrey and Philip joining right now with 2 minutes left. I think Liam Humphrey could do very well in this race, to be honest. What is interesting is what the difference will be between the soft runners and the super soft runners when it comes to strategy. I'm guessing the super softs might 4-stop and the softs might 3-stop, with some 3-stoppers in the super soft category. The mandatory tire for today is the soft tire, so the soft runners do not have to go on to the super soft tire at the end of the race. So they are free to run it as a soft, medium, soft strategy. Which I'm assuming that most of the soft runners will do. Currently only have Liam, Zachariah, both Liams, Zachariah, Philip, Jason, and Mahir in the race right now, with 45 seconds to go until it starts. And here we go, lights out. 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's lights out, and away we go. Robinson gets the two Subani Motors cars get off well off the line. Robinson a lot better than Wood. It seems like Wave might catch him. Phil Stoker has joined the race at the beginning of lap 1. Schumacher already up to 5th place for Philip. Standings are staying pretty similar in the first lap. Robinson is most likely the lighter of the two drivers for Mahir. Neil Jarvis has joined the race, so these two drivers are currently in 7th and 8th position. Robinson is going very fast. He's going to try to break the DRS, which is very tough. This track has some heavy DRS, and it is a dry race with everyone on the same tire to start off with most people on the same tire to start off with. Soft runners are seeming to keep up fine with the super soft runners, with Morgan leading them. Morgan will probably be in the lead around lap 12. About 10 to 12, so Morgan will be in the lead of the GP. See, the two Mahir cars have already broken DRS from their competitors in the race. And it seems like Schumacher for Philip is getting held up by Johnson for Peter Stoker. And he seems like he's had it. He is going to try to catch Mahir, no matter what. As his teammate Vettel is dropped to P14 after a bad first couple of laps. Heath is currently in second for Jason Heath. A Heath is in seventh place, which is very good so far for him. Now up into sixth place after gaining DRS and getting ahead of Will Stoker's car. Also, there's a 3-5 for Liam Humphrey with Wave in P3 and Scream in P5. Though Robinson still leads in lap 5 with a pretty decent lap to the rest, with a pretty decent gap between him and Wood compared to the rest of the field, as they are sharing DRS. Wood has needed to use some boost though to keep up. Seems like Schumacher is going to be sharing DRS with the two Liam Humphrey cars. Teammate Vettel is now up to 11th place. He is trying to make his way up the field throughout the race, as he does not want a disappointing result in China. You can see that Wood is a lot slower than Robinson. Wood is almost holding up Robinson. Not even sure if it's going to be a 1 lap difference between them on field. Evans has now gone into the secondary frame of Schumacher and two Liam Humphrey cars. Just solid for Neil. Wave does miss the DRS on lap 7, leading him to drop from 4th to 6th place. Should be able to make his way back up later on. Schumacher is definitely the fastest out of the 4 in this train. Morgan is still at the back of the two Liam McDonald cars are still at the back of the super soft train, though they are heavier. But they are going to try to make their way forward as these guys are losing tire wear. Robinson enters the pits at the end of lap 8, as well as Schumacher in the Phil Stoker car. Scream for Phil Stoker. Robinson comes out in P17 right behind Morales for Peter King. With Schumacher coming out P19 and Scream coming out P21. Now the leader is Wood with Evans and Wave behind, with Vettel in P4. Vettel did use some boost to get DRS off of Wave to get up into P3 now. And at the end of lap 9 we have Wave, Evans, Vettel, Wood, Evans, Vettel, and Wave all into the pits. Now D. Wilson for Lindsay Racing being the new leader of the race. Wood comes out pretty decent time behind Kate Robinson, but he is still in the region. And Vettel has come out in DRS range of Schumacher. Current leader is now Wilson for Rinty Racing, but Morgan will take the lead on this lap with DRS. I'm assuming Wilson and Johnson will go into the pits this lap. But no, Wilson stays out. Bold strategy to go that long in the super qualifier to hit China. He is holding up the two behind him of Cook and White, however. And as you see, Morgan is getting a huge gap to his competitors. Now we have White, Wilson, and Mario going into the pits at the end of lap 12. And now we have a Renault Development Group 1-2 with Morgan leading Cook, having about a 2.8 second lead. Leading one stopper is Wood, however. I mean, leading person who has already stopped. Okay, sound's working well. It's good. Cook and Evans, or Evans enters the pits at the end of lap 13. The end of lap 12, actually, beginning of lap 15. I think that Morgan and Cook are the only, may just be the only two stoppers who are starting on the soft tires. This is an ambitious strategy for them, as they are going away from what gives them DRS and doing something different instead. They don't even have DRS between each other now that Cook is falling back. Morgan does enter the pits at the end of lap 13. He will assumingly put on a set of medium tires. Yeah, that makes sense. Now into 13th place, just right behind Walker for Neal. Look at Peter King now in 11th place with Williams. For the higher level Peter King for Stomper S Motorsport. Who Williams has already stopped. Leading me to think that Peter King might just get points today. If he can keep up his good race. Cook also enters the pits at the end of lap. Enters the pits at the end of lap 14. He goes on to a set of medium tires, just like his teammate, and he comes out in P17 behind Robinson for Peter Stoker. Seems like Robinson and Wood have finally been able to keep up with Peter King's driver of Morales. Look at that DRS. Robinson it is now as Subani Motorsports 1-2. Morales goes into the pits at the end of lap 15. It is now Subani Motorsports 1-2 with a EU ANP 3-4 for Philip, with Evans in P5 for Neal, Liam Humphrey in 6th and 7th with Wave ahead of Scream, Walker in 8th for Neal, Johnson and 9th for Peter Stoker, and Locke in 10th for Jason Heath. Wood has once again needed to use a boost to keep up with Robinson. Robinson has been flying today on no matter what tires she's been using. So we have a two-person train in the front, a three-person train, then a two-person train. Then a guy by himself, then two people who are by themselves. Then we have a pretty big train from P10 to P20. And behind that we have a bunch of solo individuals. Seems like the people are starting to be able to use lapped cars to their advantage. It can be very helpful in certain circumstances. It is helpful for Mahir as Robinson is able to get DRS as well as Wood, needing to get a bigger gap on Vettel and Schumacher. On the Vettel and Schumacher group. That is another thing you can do with lap cars that Wood just did right there. He was very close to missing DRS, but he was still able to get it, even if he had missed it with the lapped car of Rama. Seems like Wave and Scream for the Decepticons, for Liam Humphrey and the Decepticons team, are struggling to keep up with the three guys ahead of them. And even Walker for Neil is catching up to them. Wade is able to get some left car DRS though at lap 20. First hit stop of one of the second pit stops of the night being Schumacher. He will come out in P16 for Phillip, with Walker coming out in P19. Notice the fact that he's already ahead of Liam McDonald's team, who is the leading three stoppers of the race, with the Renault development crew. Vettel is assumingly pitting next lap, as I'm assuming Robinson is as well, and I am correct. Robinson and Vettel and Scream pitting. Robinson comes out in P10, pitting and already being in the points once you come out is very impressive. But look, gap is 4.8 between Robinson and Schumacher. Actually 2.6. The gap is just updated to something that is accurate. And Robinson will be able to get some lapped car DRS, which is very helpful to be when you don't have your DRS from your teammate, because your teammate is on your final lap. Is on their final lap. And look at that, Wood comes out right in front of Robinson, making it a beautiful place to come out to keep up the teammate DRS for Mahir. Evans is now in the lead for Happy Racing and Alan Jones. His first lead of the season is now. Then we have Wood and Robinson, with Vettel and Schumacher in P4 and P5, Evans for Neil in P6, Wilson, Morgan for Liam in 7th, Wilson for Rinty Racing in 8th, and Wave and Scream for Liam Humphrey and the Decepticons in 9th and 10th. Now they are in 7th and 8th due to pitting. But because Evans has pit coming out in P12, Wood and Robinson are the crew. These two are now up in front, in the lead. And they probably will be until they go into the pits again. This time Robinson is needed to boost to keep up with Wood. Normally it is the other way around. For Morgan to do well in this race, I'd say that they have to catch up to Evans to the Evans Vettel Schumacher train. That will help him. That will help him a lot. Get a good and to get a good result. I think a lapped car could help Liam also, Liam McDonald specifically, as Liam Humphrey is right behind Morgan for Liam McDonald. Right now, it seems like Mahir and Philip are just going to keep up with the teammate DRSs and not much else. At least for the rest of the stunts. What is going to be interesting, though, is how long Morgan goes for Liam McDonald. I guess 29 is when he tips. That would be probably about 4 laps before 3 to 4 laps before we get hitters. Towards of the 4 stoppers. Now let's have a boost check for the top 10. Cook for Liam McDonald has about 55 to 60. Walker has about 40, 45. Scream has about 65. Wave has about 60, I'd say. Just used a bit. Evans has basic about like 2 to 3, maybe. There's a small sliver in there. Morgan has full boost. Vettel has about 10%. Schumacher around 60, 65. Wood is about 25, and Robinson is about 80. This makes it look like it is going to be a Robinson win for Mahir Subhani. Morgan goes in the pits on lap 29, just as I predicted. Let's see where Morgan does come out. Put on it on another set of mediums, which I don't think is necessary in a race where there is a bunch of 4 stoppers like today. It is a it is a group of 2 teammates from first position to 8th position right now, with Mahir's group, then Philip's group, then Liam Humphrey's group, then Neil's group. And that order might stick around, but with Liam McDonald's cars in there as well. But they might struggle. These two might struggle on the medium tires this stint. It is lap 32, and there are 4 people who are still out right now. Liam is now 31 seconds back at the lead of Wood. Wood has about a 4-second gap to Vettel, who's leading Philip's train, and 9-second gap to Scream, and about an 11-second gap to Evans. Any pitters? Oh, Schumacher goes into the pits for Philip and the EU AMG team. He comes out in P15 right there with the DRS train that starts with Heath from JT Heath Racing and Jason Heath. Next lap, I'm assuming it is going to be. Oh, none of Mahir's cars go into the pit, but Vettel does. Or Philip and the EU AMG team. Also, there is Walker pitting for Mucky. It's looking like a Mahir 1-2 is getting more and more likely as this race goes on. I'm thinking Robinson is 100% pitting this lap. Which Kate Robinson does pit this lap. Thinking Scream's pitting also. Robinson comes out in 4th place. About 5 to 6 seconds ahead of EU AMG team and Philip. Next lap we have Wood going into the pits. He will probably be even further ahead, almost even further ahead than Robinson. Or he just comes out right in front. He comes out right in front of Robinson, giving Robinson the DRS in the next lap. As this looks like this is just going to be a solid 1-2 for this squad. As the next closest competitor is 5 seconds behind. The only thing that really looks like it's going to be super competitive is who will get the final 9th and 10th in this race. I think this train could sneak up into 8th, the train that starts with white for Alan Jones. This could go up into 8th. This group could go up into 8th. Looking at the boost from 10th place to 15th place, Johnson has about 20 to 30. Heath has 4. Locke has about 70. Evans has about 25, 30. Morgan has 4. And Cook has about 10. Now let's just go into the top 10. White has about 25, 30. Evans has a sliver still. Walker has 20, 25. Wave has about 30. Scream about 30, 35, 40. Actually, Wave is the same as Scream. Schumacher has about 55. Battle has 5. Wood has about 20. And Robinson has about 80. Oh, my dog's barking. Hopefully the stream can't do that. Wood missed DRS the last lap, and now he will have to boost a bunch to catch up to the lighter Robinson. Look at how much boost Wood is needing. This might help avoid a 1-2, get Phillip at least a P3, a P2 result. Wood is now there with about 5 to 10% boost left, which is not much boost to work with, especially when you are the heavier car. You might lose DRS in either this stint or the last stint. Now we have the two happy racing drivers in 9th and 10th. It is a full. The top 14 are just within 17, which is very interesting. And what looks to be the 7 top teams from the previous season as well. Interesting is how long Mahir is going to go, as Vettel and Schumacher have been faster, only by a couple tenths, but they have been faster than Mahir this stint. For Phillip. And we knew Mahir was heavier the stint before. The pace was similar in the previous stint. Now it's in the favor of Phillip, by probably the biggest it's ever been. Oh, White is making a move. Winston boost. I do not understand the reason to make that move. That just separates DRS between yourself and your teammate, which is just not wanted in this scenario. Well, he's an AI then, so it makes sense why he did that. This is not helpful that for Philip that Mahir is getting lapped car DRS after lapped car DRS. Schumacher enters the pits at the end of lap 44. He will assume he goes on to another set of softs and comes out in P10. Wow, Robinson and Wood are staying out. Vettel does go into the pits though for Philip. Could they go to 47-48? That is a big question. Vettel comes out way ahead of Schumacher, breaking the teammate DRS formula that they had together. No, neither of them hit on heading into lap 47. So they are doing a 47-48 strategy. Robinson hits lap 47. Wood hits lap 48. That is how the strategy does work. And it is very impressive that they are quick enough to do that. And still stay ahead of Philip, who is much lighter. Robinson enters the pit at the end of lap 47. He goes onto a set of soft tires and comes out in P4. With an advantage of about 5 seconds to Vettel behind for Philip. And he is going to get DRS off of Evans for Neil this lap. As Wood goes go into the pits from the lead. As well as Wade. Would enter the pits in the lead, and he exits the pits in the lead as well, which is very impressive. Different from Mahir, Wade and Scream for Liam Humphrey are going on to Super Soft, maybe to try and catch up to Philip's car. Neil cannot go to the end. He does not have enough. He's probably hitting this lap, to be honest. Robinson and Wood are going to cruise for this one. Probably a 1-2 as well. Because of what's going to happen, we're going to keep an eye on the rest of the lower half. The lower part of the points with Locke in P9, Morgan P10. Morgan might need to boost to catch Locke. He is able to do without boost just fine. Evans does fit that lap as I predicted. He goes on to a set of super softs and comes out at P7 just ahead of his teammate Walker and P8. Looking at the boost for the top 13, Johnson has about 15 to 20, Heath full, Cook none, Morgan full, Locke about 60, 65, Walker about 5%, Evans about 2%, Wave about 15, Scream about 30, Schumacher about 20, and Vettel about 5, with Wood about 5, and Robinson around 75. Morgan is going to try to boost up to Walker. He's going to try to make his move. Could work either very well or very poorly for the Renault Academy driver. I mean the Renault development driver. Right now he's just making sure that he will beat the two drivers for Neil, being Evans and Walker. But also Locke is flying for Jason Heath in P10. He's flying so much that his teammate can't keep up without boosting. Notice that Evans was able to break DRS with Morgan. Morgan is boosting a little too early for Yamaha. Gotta say that. Oh, now look at the smart play that Jason Heath is doing. He's using Locke to help Heath get a better result in this Grand Prix. That is very smart from Jason Heath. That will get himself more points overall. Now Johnson for Peter Stoker has used all of his boosts, and he's in P12, so no points for him. He's boost. He might just boost his way into. He's about to boost his way into P7. Liam will probably get into P8. And Evans will be in P9 for Neil. Robinson does win the race with Wood in second. Schumacher third. Vettel fourth. Scream 5th, Wave 6th, Heath 7th, Morgan 8th, Evans 9th, Walker 10th, Locke 11th, Johnson 12th, Cook 13th, Evans 14th, White 15th, Evans 16th, Robinson 17th, Mario 18th, Mishry 19th, Wilson 20th, Robinson 21st, Morales 22nd, Williams, Merton, Rydell, Peach Homer, Rama, Davies, Alaje, Osmani, and Lako. That was a good raid. Looking at the top 20, we have Mahir Subani 1 and 2 with Robinson ahead of Wood. Philip 3 and 4 with Schumacher ahead of Vettel. And Humphrey 5 and 6 with Swing ahead of Wave. Jason Heath 7th with Heath. Morgan 8th for Liam. Evans 9th for Neil. Walker 10th for Neil. Locke 11th for Jason Heath. Johnson 12th for Peter Stoker. Cook 13th for Liam McDonald. Evans 14th. White 15th. Evans 16th. Robinson 17th. Mario 18th. Mystery 19th. Wilson 20th. Robinson 21st. Morales 22nd. Williams 23rd. Martin, Rydell, Peach, Homer, Rama, Davies, Alessi, Osmani, and Lako. Now, before we go, we are going to look at the standings. The American League race in 3 hours and 14 minutes. I will be streaming that in about 3 hours as well. Right now, Mahir Subani leads the team's championship by 34 points over Philip, with Neil in third, and Liam Humphrey, Liam McDonald, Jason Heath, Rinty Racing, Sakuraya with no points, and Phil Stoker, Alan Jones, Ice Wallacom, Orgies Rapi, Joe King, Gav McPherson, Peter King, and both of the Peter Kings. Okay, that is going to be the end of the stream for tonight.